One thing is clear about MIA. She has always been politically outspoken. That's not new. That's not a surprise. That is exactly who she is as an artist, and it has been that way throughout her entire career. So when Kid Cudi brought her on tour, that part of her was already known. Now, Kid Cudi is a genuinely talented artist. That's not up for debate. But his decision here raised a lot of eyebrows. He sent word to MIA's team before the tour even began, making it clear he didn't want anything offensive happening at his shows. By his own account, that seemed to make her want to do it more. After several shows, Cudi said he was flooded with messages from fans who were upset by her on-stage remarks, and his response was to remove her from the tour entirely. He posted a statement addressed to his fan base, the Ragers, explaining that he had given prior notice, that he believed things were understood, and that after seeing the reaction from his fans, he wasn't willing to allow anyone on his tour to make remarks that caused that kind of upset. Now here's where the commentary gets interesting. Some people felt he had every right to make that call. Others felt that pulling an artist for expressing her views she has never hidden, was an overreaction. And then there's the Diddy chapter of the Kid Cudi story, which adds a whole different layer of context to how Cudi moves and what he's willing to stand up against, or not. 50 Cent made a surprise appearance at Mary J. Blige's Las Vegas residency, a moment that got a lot of attention and reminded people just how much star power that pairing carries. Then there's Trippie Redd, whose look keeps evolving in ways that are hard to ignore. At this point, the hair alone has become its own conversation. After stepping away from music for 3 years following a loss of passion, Trippie says he's rediscovered his drive and is ready to get back to it. Whether the moment has passed or not remains to be seen.
Now, on to the Stefon Diggs situation, and this one has some real layers to it. His former personal chef has come forward with serious accusations, but here's the backstory that adds context to everything. According to what's been reported, the two were not just employer and employee, they had a personal relationship that turned sexual. He then hired her professionally in 2025. So picture the dynamic that created. She's now working inside the home, in close proximity to Stefon Diggs and his personal life, including Cardi B, who was living there and eventually became pregnant. For someone who had developed genuine emotional feelings through that prior relationship, watching all of that unfold up close would understandably create tension. And that tension, many believe, is the backdrop behind the accusations she later made. Cardi B, not aware of the full history between the two, sided with Diggs, which only added another layer to an already complicated situation. Now she has a legal case against him.
I would say it's complicated. We had it started out as friends. It started out as friends, became sexual, and we would meet up, hang out, and we decided I would come work for him like February of 2025.
She said February 2025, you and he.
So wait, so he was crack?
So let's get this straight. They had a prior personal relationship, and then she decided it made sense to go work for him inside his home while he's moved on and is living his life with someone else. She was earning around $2,000 a week, and her role went beyond just cooking, according to her. She was focused on supporting his health and wellness during what she described as his comeback year. But it turns out working that closely with someone you have unresolved feelings for has a way of not ending well. Things escalated, emotions got involved, and the situation eventually fell apart entirely. Moving on, Adrian Bronner has been making headlines again, and not in a good way. His behavior during a recent live stream got so uncomfortable that a woman reportedly had to sneak off camera just to get away from him. The energy was off in a way that's hard to ignore. Then there's Big 30, who has been making calls from behind bars, still convinced he's walking out on bond.
Given the evidence reportedly stacked against him, witness accounts, geo-tracking data, and more, that level of confidence is hard to understand. Ruby Rose recently stirred up conversation by suggesting it would benefit society if closeted rappers and athletes publicly came out. An interesting position to take, though many were left wondering why she feels so strongly about it specifically. And Dame Dash is back on his anti-Jay-Z, anti-Cameron tour, relitigating old conflicts and keeping that energy alive. Cameron responded, and things got entertaining quickly. Meanwhile, Cameron jumped on social media offering cash, $1,500 for one winner and $3,000 for the best overall for the Duce Dance Challenge. Summer content in full effect.